A lot of beginner Amazon sellers often quit before they even start making a sale when they find out that they need to get unrestricted, in other words, ungated, for certain brands and certain categories. However, there's still a specific way to get ungated in a certain category, that being grocery and gourmet, one of my favorite categories, with an invoice with only 10 units. The key is to find a brand or a category that only requires 10 units. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to ungate grocery and gourmet, show you exactly what product will unlock that category and where to purchase it at. And if you stay to the end, I'll share a little secret that can help you get ungated with different brands using that exact same invoice. So without further ado, let's jump over to my screen and get right into the video. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do to ungate the grocery and gourmet category is you're gonna go to target.com and you're gonna look for this McCormick taco seasoning. My assumption is that any McCormick product can successfully ungate the category. However, you need to make sure that on the application, the ungating application, which I'll show you guys in just a second, it should say 10 units, not 200. In some cases, you can actually ungate it where it says 200 units, but the grocery and gourmet category will still only require 10 units, if that sort of makes sense. So in some cases, it just varies, okay? So you're gonna order 10 of these. As you can see, it's only $1, but here's the catch. It ships for free with $35 orders. So you can throw in anything, like let's say you need some deodorant or something, or anything around your house. It's totally okay to combine the order with a different product as long as that the invoice reflects 10 units of this specific product on the invoice. So you can add other things to add it up to 35 to get this to ship to you. It must be for shipping only. Pickup orders will not work. So very important that it's for shipping. So once you get this product delivered, I would suggest to wait until the product actually arrives at your house and the order is completed. In some cases, I don't know how Amazon can tell. I'm assuming by the dates. Like let's say we placed this order today on June 1st, and I can easily access the invoice on the Target order. However, because the date is today and you submitted the invoice on the Amazon application the same day, Amazon can see that and they can see that the order hasn't really been fulfilled. So I would wait until the order arrives, and bonus points if you can take pictures of the taco seasonings laid out in front of you so that you can also submit that to the application and even out your odds of getting approved on the first shot. So once you get the invoice and you get your products in and everything, take those pictures, upload it into your PC. Once you get the invoice, it's going to look like this. You're going to save this and you're going to save it as PDF. Now it's very important that you rename it just like this: McCormick taco seasoning invoice PDF. It also varies too that you can also put the ASIN number here. If you get denied, you can always change it up: McCormick seasoning invoice PDF, McCormick plus the ASIN invoice PDF. Just switch it up a little bit. And then once you get the ASIN, you're going to go to apply to sell. And as you can see, this specific ASIN will unlock the McCormick brand, the grocery and gourmet foods category, and also McCormick branded in new, used, refurbished, collectible conditions. However, for this specific ungating method, I'm only concerned if I'm able to ungate grocery and gourmet foods. If I'm not successfully able to ungate McCormick, because this one actually requires 200 units to ungate this brand, that's totally okay. The main objective here is to ungate grocery and gourmet foods so that you can sell different grocery brands, and it's probably the easiest category to sell in because distributors are easy to find, products are easy to flip. It's the lowest hanging fruit into the Amazon space. So you're going to go to request approval. So as you can see, this is going to be the requirements in order to ungate the grocery and gourmet foods. So what you would do is just check off all these boxes. It says 10 units, so this one's good. And then you're going to select files. And we actually need to save this to our desktop. So select files. Now we're gonna upload this in here. And you can also add a little comment like, I've uploaded the invoice for ASIN, and then you can put the ASIN here. Please expedite my application to a human for review. Word on the street is if that you put this term here, human, it likely bypasses the bots that are reviewing these applications, and a human will actually review your application manually and increasing your odds of getting approved on the first shot. Then you would just put your email address, phone number, and then you would agree and submit. And as you can see, the estimated decision will be on June 9th. And if you hit this button right here, continue, we already submitted the McCormick one, but there's 2 McCormick brands under this ASIN. So if you hit continue, you can see here that the actual brand McCormick actually requires 200 units. So this one's pretty much out of the picture. What I would do here is if I can ungate grocery and gourmet, I would be more than happy. And I would potentially either return the McCormick taco seasonings back to Target or just use them or give them away. Any donation will probably be a write-off on your taxes if you want to go that route, or you want to just get your money back. I would just go and get the money back, return them. Free returns at Target, 0 risk. The main objective, like I mentioned, is to ungate the grocery and gourmet categories. So this usually works. Now I'll give you guys a little tip that's worked for me and some of my students as well. Once we submit this invoice and we successfully ungate, you can use that same invoice for any other brand that you want to ungate. The only thing that would change is just renaming the actual file. So this right here, this invoice right here, like let's say we wanted to ungate, for example, first we have to make sure that it says 10 units, and then we would take this same invoice and let's just pretend we want to ungate Nestle invoice PDF. So just rename it as Nestle, and then let's just go in here. We're gonna look for Nestle, and here it is. I think this might be a Nestle brand. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, this is the Nestle brand. Don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but basically this is this is a Coffee Mate, but let's just pretend this was the Nestle brand. I don't know if that even is a specific brand, but you kind of get my point here. Actually, let's make it like this, Coffee Mate. So let's pretend we want to ungate Coffee Mate. We would just rename this invoice Coffee Mate invoice PDF and then request approval, but you have to make sure it requires only 10 units. So this one actually does require 10 units, and it also qualifies for the grocery and gourmet foods. So if, for instance, if our McCormick invoice didn't ungate our grocery and gourmet foods, now we know at least that Coffee Mate is also a potential brand that can ungate the grocery and gourmet category. So if we go in here and we look for a Coffee Mate product and we can purchase 10 of those units, we can also use that to ungate the grocery and gourmet category. But back to what I was saying is that you can basically rename this same invoice for any other brand that you want to ungate, and more than likely it'll go through, depending on if there's a bot or if there's an actual human manually reviewing the applications. More than likely after the first shot, Amazon assigns a specific like bot or automated sort of like AI to review these applications. So more than often, sometimes this works. I've successfully ungated a bunch of brands. I don't think it's against like TOS. I mean, it might be, take that with a grain of salt, do what you will with that information, but it's worked for me and it's worked for a lot of my students as well. So hope you guys got a little bit of value out of this video. And if you guys want to work directly with me one-on-one to start and scale your Amazon business, there will be a link in the description. Fill that out, book a call with me. Let's chat all about it. And thank you for watching, subscribe, and see you guys on the next one.